Hey, this video is for Greek class, and this goes along with Croy Chapter 2, your textbook. So you might want to grab your textbook and kind of follow along as I talk through it. This chapter is super important, so we'll talk about it together, and we'll go over all the things that are in this so many times that it will just become second nature to you. But basically, it's an introduction to verbs, and especially present tense verbs, so you can actually have action right away. And here's some things to know about present tense verbs, is that first of all in Greek they're conjugated, which means you can tell which person it is by how the word actually looks. We don't really do this in English. In English everything looks the same. I have, you have, there we have a slight conjugation, he, she, it, has. We have, y'all have, they have. But some other languages have a bunch of changes. Maybe if you've ever studied Spanish, you have like yo tengo, tú tienes, él, ella tiene. You don't actually have to have the pronoun to tell you who the subject is. The verb will do it. And the same is true in Greek. In Greek, then, we have 5 parts to verbs, and we're going to eventually use all of these, and so we'll keep track of these in our homework, and like I said, you'll become so used to it. A verb is going to have person, and we have these 3 persons. First person is I, or if there's a group that I'm in, we. Second person is you, or if there's a group, y'all. And then third person is he or she or it, someone that's over there, or they or them over there. Again, we're streamlining this in English, so it's a little hard for us to follow along, but Greek really paid attention to these persons. You could also be singular or plural, and so I've already talked about that. You can have a first person singular, I, or a first person plural, we. You have tense, which has to do with time and kind of action. For the first, 2 months almost of this class, you're going to be mostly in present tense time, and then we'll pick up a whole bunch of other time. And so by the time we get to Christmas, you'll be able to say things in the future and recognize things in the past. But we call that tense in Greek. There's voice, which means is the subject doing the action? Are they receiving the action? Are they doing something to themselves? We'll call that active, passive, and middle. And then there's mood. There's a way in which the action takes place. Is it indicating something? Is the action an imperative, so it's directing somebody to do something? Again, we'll have only a few of those today and for the next few weeks, and then we'll pick up more of these later on in this course and then into the next semester. Okay, this is what it looks like in Greek. Is what you really want to pay attention to is not the word itself, because you can now add these endings to any verb. And once you add the ending, then you're going to be able to recognize which is the person that's doing the action. So if it ends with this omega, it's I who's doing the action. If it ends with ace, it's you, a, he, she, or it, men, we, te, y'all, and usin, they. These ones also, though, these like endings, o, ace, a, men, te, usi, are connected to a verb using a connecting vowel. So you have the verb itself, the stem of the verb, and then you have the connecting vowel, and then you have these endings, and so that's how we're going to form things in Greek. It's going to look like this, and this is what's in your textbook. Luo is the verb that you get in your vocabulary, but the stem of it is actually just lu, because you can pull off that omega and add other endings to it to make other people do the action. So luo, it would be like I destroy. Lu ace, you destroy. Lu a, he, she, it destroys. Lu amen, we destroy. Lu ate, y'all destroy. And lu usi, or lu usin, they destroy. And so that's what this looks like. So that's what the verb system looks like. But what you're paying attention to really is those endings. We're going to sing a song related to this in our Greek class, and once we sing the song, you'll never forget it. It's off of this other tune, but it goes like this: luo, lues, lue, lu amen, lu ete, lu usi. Once we learn that song, you'll be able to follow along with this exactly, but what you're really paying attention to here is luo, lu ace, lu a, lu amen, lu ete, lu usi. So, luo, lues, lue, lu amen, lu ete, lu usi. Once you've got that song down, you'll know how to conjugate verbs in Greek. Now, although your textbook has it off of this word luo, eventually we're going to actually move over to this verb, pisteuo. Some of the reasoning behind that is luo means destroy, and although it's a pure verb, and that's why people use that in their textbooks, I would rather you learn a different verb. And so pisteuo means believe. And so here's what it looks like. It's the same thing. You get this word in your vocabulary, pisteuo, and you're going to add it together. So pisteuo is I believe. But if you add the second person singular ending, the ace, pisteues, is you believe. The third person ending, pisteue, is he or she or it believes. That time you might need a clarifier of who the subject is. Pisteu amen is we believe. Pisteu ete is y'all believe. Pisteu ete. And pisteu usi or usin is they believe. And so sometimes it has that new, sometimes it doesn't. It depends if the next word starts with a vowel. If so, then you need that N sound, that nu at the end. And then if it starts with a consonant, then you don't need it. So it'll already be done for you. You won't have to make that choice because you're not writing in Greek, you're just recognizing it. But these are them. Again, pisteuo, I believe. Pisteues, you believe. Pisteue, he, she, it believes. Pisteuamen, we believe. Pisteuete, y'all believe. Pisteuusi, they believe. So these are them. That's the verb that we're going to learn things on. Even though we're going to learn the Luo song, after this we're going to focus on this verb, I believe. These are them. This is really all that's in chapter 2, and once you get this concept down, then you are ready to move forward in a bunch of stuff in Greek. And so I'll read through the chapter, pay attention to it. A couple of more tiny things to pay attention to is at the very end of the chapter, it also talks about the fact that you can have an infinitive, which is not a person. It's infinite who the person is. So indicative means it indicates who is doing the thing. And infinitive means we don't know. And so in English, we tend to just use the word to say this. So to destroy, to believe, to learn, to see. The way that you do this in Greek is you take that same stem, whatever we just had, and you add to it this ending, epsilon, iota, nu, ain. So this is what it looks like. Luain, pisteuain, blepain. And it means to destroy, to believe, to see. Luain, to destroy. Pisteuain, to believe. Blepain, to see. Okay, that's this chapter. This video is short. Feel free to watch it again a couple of times if that would help you out to begin to get the concepts down. And then we'll keep working on it in class and in homework. And before you know it, you're going to know the present active verbs in Greek. Okay, great.